So this animation got released or showcased on Twitter few weeks back, and this is how it goes. So when I played, you would see we have a bunch of images, the user hovers, and then we have this cool sort of ink effect or SVG that basically fill the entire screen, and then we have cool text reveals. Now this looks obviously a lot cleaner compared to what I made. So this is what I built. So we have a bunch of characters in here, and when I hover over them, we have this cool SVG that sort of like fills the entire image, and then we have the text reveal. So it's a really cool, fun ink effect that you can add to your images, and I thought it would be really cool to show you guys how to make stuff like this. So yeah, this is what we're going to be building in this video. The source code as well as live link is in the description, so you guys can go and check it out. And if you're new to the channel, if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn the notifications bell on so that you're notified whenever I upload cool video like this. So yeah, without delay, let's get started and let's learn to build this. Alright, so here I'm in my next.html file with a little bit of CSS to style the body, and I've added the font family of DM Sans. So we have the font imported here, and then I am going to be needing GSAP, so I have also linked GSAP via the CDN. So this is the asset that we're going to be using. So this is, I've made a sort of like a wave vector on Figma and then just imported it, and I'm using it. So you're going to be needing two of these. One is sort of like rotate towards the left, and then one would be the flipped version, basically from the right side. So you can just copy and then flip horizontal, and it's going to flip. You can just copy paste the SVG and then start using. So if you don't really know how to basically make stuff, you can just watch a simple tutorial on how to make vector graphics or vector stuff using Figma's pen tool. It's pretty simple. Or you can basically use whatever shapes you want. And if you want this exact one, obviously the source code is going to be in the description, so you guys can just copy paste the SVG. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be needing. So this is the HTML, and let's add some content. So we need a gallery which will hold all the different images. Now for all the different cards, we're going to be calling it a tile, and then the tile would have a frame. Now this frame is what's going to hold the image and then the SVG, I mean the ink sort of. So we're going to be needing two inks, as I've said. So we're going to have ink A, which is this, and then another one as ink B. Now you may think, why do we have separate classes? Now these are the classes that we're going to be grabbing and then giving each of these a separate color or a stroke color value in CSS. So we're going to be needing two separate class names. But yeah, there's that. And then for the label, we have a label class with label title and a label sub, which is for the subheading or the sub label title. And we're going to be saving that. And then let's open up the browser. And yeah, this is how it looks. So yeah, we just have the image, and then underneath here we have the label. So that's pretty much what we need for the HTML. I'm just going to be pasting in the other images as well, and then yeah, so we're pretty much done with the HTML. Now let's add the CSS. Then you may think, why is the SVG not getting shown, and why do we have this empty space here? The space is because of the SVG, because the SVG is pretty big, so it's taking the entire space here. And then right after that, we have the label. So we're going to be basically having the SVG on top of image using position absolute, which we're going to be doing now. So what we do is we add a 2-column grid to the gallery, and then add a max width, and then basically center everything, and then give the tile a position relative, because the SVG is going to be absolutely placed. So this needs to have position relative with an aspect ratio overflow hidden, because we don't want stuff to overflow. Let's save, and we see the 2-column grid. It's pretty nice. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we want to target the image. We're going to give it a width and height, object width as cover, a display block, and then the position of the image should be from the top, because we don't want stuff to be seen from the center. We want the image to be shown from the top, because it's like a character showcase. So we need the face. So yeah, I've just positioned it to the top. So we have our characters here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to target the frame. We're going to also set a position relative because inside of the frame lies our actual SVG. So even if you don't add relative here, it's fine because we're going to be absolutely positioning the ink in respect to the frame. So yeah. And then we target the ink, we give it position absolute, we center it to the frame with top 50%, left 50%, and transform and translate, and then also scale up the size of the ink div as well, and then give it a width and height of 100%. We don't want any click events onto that, so we have pointer events as none. And then the SVG, we have the SVG set as width and height as 100%, object fit as cover, and then we give two different stroke colors to the first one with nth child 1. So now when I save, you can see that the first one has the SVG and then two different colors to the two separate SVGs. It's pretty nice. We're going to be doing that for all the others as well. And let's save. And now we have the SVG on top of all the images. Now, the next thing that we're going to be doing is adding styles to the label. So we target the label, we position it absolutely, place it at the bottom. Initially, the opacity of the label would be 0. So we set the opacity as 0. And so we want the title to be top and then the subheading to be underneath. So we have flex action as column. And then we just add two small styling to the title and then the sub, just so that we can differentiate using the font sizes and then opacity and stuff. So I'm saving that. Now, since the opacity is 0, we can't really see the labels, but they're actually in there. Now let's add GSAP styling, GSAP JavaScript, and then get it to work. So here I'm going to be coming down, and then here we start the script tag. The first thing that we do is we grab all the different tiles that we have and run a for each. Now we're going to be just calling it T. You can call it whatever you want. Now this T represents each individual tile. So what we do is first we grab all the different paths that is in there. So for each individual tile, we have two paths since we have two SVGs. So we store them in an array. We call it paths, and then we take the T, and then inside of that, we look for all the paths and then make an array out of it. Now keep in mind that I have added a class of path to all the SVG paths just so that it's easier for us to grab. So there's that. Then we grab onto all the different labels inside of the tile, and then we then do stuff to the paths. Now what we do is we map through the paths, and for each individual path, we just call it P, let's say. And then what we do is we get its total length. What is the total length of the P or the path? Let's disable the cursor. And then what we do is we make an stroke-dasharray and then stroke-offset. What this basically does is it basically takes the entire length of the SVG's path, and then what it does, it offsets the same exact length. So what happens is, let's just say the length of the SVG's path was 100. So what you do is you offset it by 100 itself. So what happens is nothing is visible. So now if I just save it, what's going to happen is the entire SVG sort of hides itself because we've taken the entire length and then we've just offsetted that. So you just need to do that, and that's going to hide the SVG. Now all we have to do is on hover, basically on mouse enter and on mouse leave, we just need to bring the dash offset array to 0. So we have mouse enter and mouse leave. First thing that we do is we check if there's any GSAP animation going on. So we basically kill those. So what's going to be running or what can possibly run are the animations for the paths and the label. So we just make an array, pass those in, and then kill those if they're running, because what can happen is the user can go in and out of the image, so might not look that smooth. So if there's any previous ongoing animation, we just want to kill it off. And then the next thing that we do is we add gsap.to method and then animate it. So what we do is first we take the paths, we set the stroke dash offset to 0, and then we increase the width of the stroke to 700 so that it's thicker in size, because the original one was a lot thinner, so we want more more thicker, just so that it covers the entire image. And then the duration would be 1.5, and then ease would be power to out. Same for the label, we want to bring it back, so we have opacity 1 with a little bit of a duration of 0.5 seconds with a bit of delay, and then ease effect of this. Let's save. And now when I hover, as you can see, that we have this cool animation going on. Now once it's done, and once we leave with our mouse, we want again everything to come back to normal. So what we do is we have the GSAP, we kill if there's any previous animation, and then what we do is we make the path come back to its original size. So we have stroke width as 100, and then opacity of the label as well, we hide it with this duration. Let's save. And now when I enter, you have the animation. When I exit, it goes away. So that's it for this video. The source code as well as the live link would be in the description, so you guys can go and check it out. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Turn the notification bell on, because I bring in cool stuff like this every week. And yeah, if you haven't checked out my previous videos, go check them out. I have some cool stuff released. So yeah, that's it for this video. Meet you guys in the next. Till then, bye bye, take care, and peace.